Wanna be Ryan the Great, and today we are talking about the Philadelphia 76ers series, guys, against the Boston Celtics. This series is tied at 1 apiece, heading back to Philadelphia, which means Philadelphia does have the home court advantage. In Game 1, the Sixers ended up winning without the MVP, Joel Embiid. In Game 2, they got absolutely demolished by the Boston Celtics in Joel Embiid's return. So we're going to react to those games, my thoughts on that. We're going to be previewing the rest of the series. We're going to talk about why the Sixers need to win this series. And if we're talking about if they don't win the series, what I think maybe could and should happen. So we're going to get right into it. Also, May the 4th be with you. Today is May 4th. I'm a big Star Wars fan. But anyway, moving on. We're going to get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, Liam the Great Vlogs. Make sure you go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the COD Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Ryan the Great RCG. And make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the video. So, reacting to Game 1 of the series, the Sixers ended up winning 119-115. I personally did not watch this game. I was in the Poconos when it was happening. But I've seen the highlights. I've reviewed the footage. I've seen what I need to see. All right. So, in this game, the Sixers, great ball movement, in my opinion. Great spacing. Harden, 45 points, 17 for 30 from the field, 50% from 3. I really like what I was seeing out of James Harden, off those screen from guys like McDaniels, Reed, and so forth. I really like what I was seeing from him. Obviously, he was making his two-point shots, which I'm very happy about. He made 10 shots from two-point range, something that he was very bad from in the Brooklyn series. Very glad to see that. 50% from 3, always welcomed in my yard. And Tyrese Maxey, beautiful game from him. While he did shoot 2 for 9 from 3, still had 26 points, 10 for 24 from the field. Came up with some pretty big moments. I liked what I saw from him. Tobias Harris did come up a little late in the game. He shot 8 for 16, 2 for 5 from 3. Did hit a 3 late in the game to help tie it. So I liked what I saw there from him. Paul Reed, I continue to love what I see. He had 13 boards, 4 on the offensive side. The Sixers really need that. Now that we are seeing that Boston, they're a good rebounding team with Robert Williams III and Al Horford in there. Also, they got some dogs like Marcus Smart. Tatum can grab rebounds when you need it. There are guys on the Celtics that can do that. Really like what I'm seeing from him there. Off the bench, Melton, 17 points, 60% from the field, 83% from 3. I will always have that. DeAnthony Melton, great game from him. Overall, it was good spacing. It was great ball movement. And Harden, obviously, looking like the old James Harden. You truly do like to see it there. Team stats, really nothing stood out for me. Our three-point percentage was really good. I really did like that. We were 12 for 12 from free throws. Really nothing that stood out too much. 10 steals definitely helped. Only 8 turnovers, which was good. The fast break points, not really doing that much. We did give up a little too much points in the paint, but I'm okay with that. And for Boston, I mean, Tatum scored 39 points, just couldn't outduel James Harden. Jaylen Brown, I mean, he was fine, 23 points, 80% from the field. Everything else was really fine for Boston. They really just couldn't stop James Harden on the defensive end, something that they didn't need to worry about in Game 2. In Game 2, Boston won 121-87. That is absolutely, positively atrocious. That is bad. I'm telling you guys that right now. It was just an awful game for everybody. Embiid returned in this game. He only took 9 shots. You are the MVP of the NBA, and you took 9 shots on your hurt leg? I don't care. No, you have to take more than 9 shots. I hated it. Harden, he took 14 shots. He made 2 of them. He was 0 for 6 from 3. That is absolutely atrocious. I don't know where that Harden from Monday went. I mean, he was like cold as ice. It was so bad. It was, no. Like, you don't think you take that momentum from Game 1 into Game 2? It doesn't make that much sense. Maxey, while only scoring 13 points, and he was minus 25 on the plus-minus, and he only shot 1 for 4 from 3 and 6 for 14 from the field. He was really the only guy that was leading fast breaks. I did like that. Harden led it once, but Maxey leading it a few times. I really can't complain about that. Harris was really the only one that had a good game. He scored 16. Really, I mean, it was just a bad game scoring-wise. And honestly, and the bench wasn't much better. The top scorer on the bench was Reed with 6 points. I just hated what I saw offensively. The shooting, it was just bad. 39% from field goal range and 20% from three. Boston's a good team playing in the paint, so you have to hit your threes. And when we shot 40% from three, we won. So it's clear we're going to have to hit our threes. And now something I'm concerned about is that Tatum only played 19 minutes. He had 4 fouls. He was in foul trouble early. And he had 7 points and shot 1 for 7 from the field. And we still lost by 30 points. It was an embarrassment. The fact that we could not stop anybody. Smart, he shot 50%. There were so many fadeaways on guys like Harris, Tucker, and Embiid, guys that are so much taller, and the shots were not contested. That's something I'm going to get into a little bit more. Jaylen Brown, he shot 9 for 17. He had 25 points. Derek White, 15 points, 5 for 9 from the field. This is just something that cannot happen. There was something that I really hated on the defensive end is, once again, no contested shots. The points in the paint were atrocious. That was one of the worst, defended jobs in the paint ever. They could not kick out on three-point shooters. They were too concerned about the paint to the point where they could not kick out on three-point shooters. Evidently, when Boston shot 39% from three, I'd like to know how many open shots they got. If I could get that stat, that would be very, very nice. And then the Sixers gave up 23 points to Brogdon, the sixth man of the year. He shot most of them off three. He shot 10 shots from three-point range and made 60% of them. Just a bad game offensively. And honestly, I think it was worse defensively because of the fact that you didn't have to worry about Jason Tatum and you still gave up the amount of points that you did. And you were just running around the whole time, which was even worse. It really was not a good look for the Philadelphia 76ers, and that our largest lead was 2. Their largest lead was 36, almost 40 points. Another problem, rebounding. I understand we only got out rebounded by 3 rebounds, but when you look at what's happening in the game, use your eyes for a little bit, guys. You saw that, there were guys like Marcus Smart, Derek White, Horford, Williams, all out hustling everybody to the ball. And the Sixers really got, most of their rebounds were all uncontested. They have to do better when it comes to getting on the glass because you have to make Boston miss because they're not a team that misses too often. When they do miss, you have to make sure you come up with the rebounds. And they were not missing at all last night. Evidently, when they shot 46% from the field goal range, they were not missing. And we have to make sure when they do on the 44% that they did, or 54% that they did, we have to get those rebounds. And 8 out of the 8 rebounds out of that time, we did not do that. So I still have the Sixers losing in 5 games. I can say that. Boston just always seems to have their number, and in the game that the Sixers did win, it took 50 points from Embiid. This is what in the regular season. It took 50 points from Embiid, and Jaylen Brown wasn't even playing. The last game, it took 45 from Harden, and he still won by 4 points with Jaylen Brown, not scoring over 25 or 30-something points. It really is a bad look for the Sixers. I still can have them losing in 5 games. I'm not sure how Embiid's knee is holding up. Apparently, a report just came out an hour ago. As of the time I'm filming this video, said that Embiid looked good physically after Game 2. His knee was holding up. So that is a good thing to look forward to. But the reason the Sixers have to win this series is because if they win this series, they should go to the NBA championship. They need to win the championship now. It is a must for Joel Embiid. He's the MVP of the NBA. He's never even been to the conference finals with, guys like, as much as I hate to say this, Ben Simmons in his, good days, like somewhat, I guess you could say, if there was good days. James Harden, Hall of Famer, and Maxey now, a bunch of good role players that we have had. Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, as much as I don't like to call him, a really good player. But we've played with a lot of good players, and to not get a championship now with your MVP year is a bad look. Let me tell you something if they don't. I don't care what it takes. If the Sixers do not make the conference finals this year, I'm packing up whatever we need and going to get Damian Lillard. I am so serious on this. Damian Lillard. Do we understand who we are talking about? We are talking about Damian Lillard. Do we know how many teams this man has sent home off of, game-winning shots? And we are scared to pack up Maxey, Harris, Tucker, and 2 picks. I'm sorry, but this man, a future Hall of Famer, arguably the best year of his career, averaging 32 points a game. That was 3rd in the NBA. This is Damian Lillard we are talking about. Apparently, this is the year that, he has been more open to requesting a trade from the Portland Trailblazers. If the Sixers don't make the conference finals, there's got to be a real major change, and that's got to be it, because I'm not thinking about the future with Maxey and all these other brothers. I'm thinking about the now. Think about the now. We're not thinking about Joel Embiid in the future. He's 29 years old going on 30. He needs a championship. Because I hate to break it to you, with this man's knees and all the leg problems that he's had, he's not going to be around, like LeBron till 40 years old. It's not going to happen. He needs to win now in his prime years, or it's going to cost us. We're going to waste this whole man's career if we do not win a championship now. It has to be done. If we don't get to the conference finals, I'm packaging up whatever we need, and we got to go get Damian Lillard. Yeah, I said it. Argue with me if you want to, but we need it now. That'll do it for this video, guys. I really do hate to say it. I really do. That'll do it for this video. Make sure you subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, Liam the Great Vlogs. Go subscribe to my second channel, at Ryan the Cod Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter, at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch, at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.